this video, I'm going to show you how to make this loading animation using only HTML and CSS. Let's get started. So if you're new to my channel, I make videos on UX, UI design, and front-end coding. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment down below so I know what kind of tutorial you would like to see next. So jumping right into it, I'm opening up an empty CodePen project. I'm going to show you the full tutorial from beginning to end. So to start off, I'm going to write all of the HTML, and then I will write the CSS to style it and to animate it. So in my HTML, first I'm going to write body tags. And then within that body tag, I'm going to place a div class of container. This container will hold the entire animation, but also this will be the center dot that the other dots will rotate around. Then I'm going to include two divs with a class of circle. This first dot will represent the circle on the left side, and the second circle will represent the dot on the right side. So this is actually all of the HTML that we are going to write, and everything else will be written within the CSS. So jumping into the CSS, first I'm going to include a box sizing of border box, and I'm going to apply that universally throughout the project. Then I'm going to apply certain styling for the actual body tag. So I'm going to make the height of it 100% of the viewport height. And then to lay the content out, I'm going to make this a display of grid, and then justify content and align the items in the center. If you're brand new to grid, I have a whole crash course video that goes over all the basics of grid, so I'll link that video in the description below. Then I'm going to apply properties for this div class of container. Again, this is the container that will hold the entire loading sequence, but I actually want the other circles to rotate around this container element. So within here, first I'm going to reference that class of container. And just to get started, I'm going to set some default properties so we can actually see something on the screen. So first I'm going to set the background color to red, and then set a particular width and height. Now we can actually see the element on the page. And I also want this to be a circle, so I'm going to set the border radius to 50%. Next, I'm going to apply styling for the div class of circle, so that way we can actually see those elements on the page. So for the div class of circle, I'm actually going to copy and paste some of the same values that we used for the container. But I do want this container to be its own separate element because I'm going to add other properties to this in a little bit. So right now it only appears as if there are two circles on the screen, when really we should have three, because we should have the main container and then the two circles. So in order to see both of the circles at the same time, I am going to modify their position property, so that way we can definitely see the left circle and the right circle. So in the CSS, I'm going to refer to the circle, and then I'm going to refer to the nth child. So I want that first child to have a particular position property, and then I want that second child to have a different position property. So because I want both of the circles to have a position relative, I'm going to add that to the circle class, but then I'm going to apply particular position properties according to which child it is in the sequence. So for the nth child of 1, meaning that first circle, I'm going to add a left position of -100 pixels. So now we can see that first child is in its correct place. Now I'm going to apply a similar styling to the second child. But for that second child, I don't want it to be on the left side, I actually want it to be on the right side. So for this one, I have to set a left position of 100 and a top position of -40. This moves that circle to the right and up. Now that we have all of the basic styling done, I can add some keyframe animations to make this animation come to life. So first, I'm going to go up to my container area, and I'm going to add a transform origin of center, so that way the other dots will rotate around the center of the container. Next, I'm going to refer to an animation, which I will create, and I'm going to call this animation rotate. This animation will take place in 2 seconds. It will be an ease function that goes forward infinitely. So this basically means that I'm going to create an animation called rotate that will last 2 seconds. It will have an ease function, which is the type of curve that the animation will have. it will always move forward, so it won't go forwards and then reverse. It'll only ever play in one direction, and it will play in an infinite loop. So now I'm going to create that keyframe animation called rotate. So beneath all this work, I'm going to write add keyframes, and then I'm going to write the name of the keyframe, so I'm writing rotate. And then I'm going to add particular values here. So I'm going to set where I want the animation to be at every point during the sequence. And the way that I'm going to do that is with percentages. So I'm going to set a particular value for the 0%, the 50%, and the 100%, and that will determine how the sequence actually animates. So at the 0% mark, how do I want this to look? Well, I actually want the two circles on the left and the right to move outward first, then go back inward, and then I want it to rotate 360 degrees. So there are multiple ways that you can do this, but the way that I'm going to do it is, I'm going to create two kinds of animations, a rotate animation and then a sliding animation. And I want the rotate and slide to have the same kind of curve and the same kind of duration. And so for the first half of this animation, I essentially want it to do nothing, because at that point I want these dots to go outward and then back inward. So that will be the first half, and then the second half I want this to rotate. So then this will stay in place between 0% and the 50%, and then from 50 to 100%, that is when it will rotate 360 degrees. So in order to do that, I have to write a transform property of rotate, and like I said, between 0 and 50% it will stay at 0 degrees, but between the 50% to the 100% it will rotate 360 degrees. So when the animation refreshes, we see that it takes a pause between the 0 to 50%, but then between the 50% to the 100%, it actually rotates 360 degrees. Next, I'm going to create the sliding animations. I want this one on the left to actually move outward to the left, and I want this one on the right to move outward on the right. So in order to do that, I'm going to create one keyframe animation called slide right, and then another one called slide left, so they will have different properties. So for this nth child of 1, I'm going to add an animation sequence here. That will be a slide left animation, which I will create. That will play in 2 seconds, have an ease function associated with it. It will move forwards, and it will play infinitely. For the second nth child, I'm going to create an animation called slide right. That will play in 2 seconds, will have an ease function, move forwards, and play infinitely. So beneath this, I'm going to add a keyframe called slide left. And again, I'm going to lay out the keyframes. Now for this one, I actually want to set a 25% mark because I want this to move out, then back in, and then rotate. So this is 0. Then it goes out at 25, back in at 50, so then it can rotate. So we'll add a 25, a 50, and a 100. So at the 0% mark here, I'm going to add a transform of translate x, and I'm going to place it at 0 pixels. Then at the 25% mark, I want this to move towards the left, so I'm going to add a transform of translate x to negative 100 pixels. Then for the 50, I want it to be back where it was before, so I'm going to copy the transform and place it at that 50. And then I'm going to add another value for the 100, but I'm going to wait a second to do that. So now we can actually see it animating where the dot moves towards the left, goes back, and then rotates. So now I'm going to do a very similar thing for the slide right. I'm going to copy all of this work, I'm going to paste it and rename it slide right. And then instead of it being a negative 100 pixels, I'm going to make it a positive 100 pixels. So now we can see the dots moving in the correct direction and then rotating it. Now the last thing I'm going to do is apply some color styling to this, so the color actually animates as well. So I'm going to copy and paste these values for all the animations. I'm going to set the background color to a particular blue and have it animate throughout the sequence. So this works the same as transform, where you can set a background color and then change it throughout the sequence, and then it will actually animate as well. So now this dot also has a color animation. So now I'm going to apply that color animation to the other dots. So just to review what we did, first I created a div class of container, which basically holds the entire animation. This div class of container also represents the center dot that the other elements rotate around. Then within there, I placed 2 circles. In the CSS, I declared some default properties like a width, height, and border radius. And then for that container, I set the transform origin to center. Then for this container, I also declared a particular animation called rotate. Then for each circle, I also applied some default properties and set the position to relative. So that way I can control where each circle was placed on the page. Then for that first nth child, I wanted this circle to be towards the left, so I moved the left positioning, and I wanted the second child to be towards the right, so I also moved the left and top positioning. Then I created an animation called slide left for that first child, and a slide right animation for that second child. All of these animations have the same duration and curve. Then for that keyframe of rotate, which is when the circles actually rotate around that center point, I did not apply a rotation for the first half of the sequence, so between 0 and 50 it maintains its position, and then between 50 and 100 it rotates 360 degrees. Then for that slide left and slide right, I had the exact opposite approach, where the circle would animate between 0 and 50%, it would go out and then back inward, but then not move between 50 and 100, so that way the rotation could occur. Finally, I just added some color transitions so that way the color animates as well. So there you go, that's how I created this loading animation using only HTML and CSS. Please let me know if you have any questions about the topic and subscribe to stay up to date with my latest content. Thanks for watching!